Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Queen Shaylyn for those who are new here. Today I am going to be talking about all things breastfeeding. So I have been receiving a lot of questions and a lot of DMs about my breastfeeding journey, how I store my milk, how I keep up my milk supply, what do I eat. So in this video I did want to just go ahead and address all of those questions and tell you all how I was able to save over 700 ounces of milk in the first 10 weeks. So if you would like to know all of the information and build up your milk storage, then just keep on watching. So the first thing is I did want to exclusively breastfeed, and I am still currently exclusively breastfeeding. He does get a bottle sometimes, but it's very seldom that he receives a bottle, but he does take a bottle. The bottles that we use are the Nanobebe bottles. I really love those bottles. He loves those bottles. We don't have any nipple confusion with those bottles. So I do love the Nanobebes. I don't have one in here. Insert a picture of what the Nanobebe bottles look like if you all are interested in purchasing those. They do have a newborn starter kit, which I highly recommend. It makes things so easy and so simple. You get all the things that you will need right there in that one kit. So I do highly recommend the Nanobebe Starter Kit if you all are looking for the Nanobebe bottles. So back to my breastfeeding journey. So I breastfeed. So the first thing that I suggest as a breastfeeding tool or tip is a Haaka. So this is my Haaka. You can purchase these off of Amazon. That is where I purchased mine. I'm not sure where else sells them, but I will leave a link to this Haaka down in the description box. The Haaka is literally a lifesaver. The Haaka, it catches all of your letdown. So if you are feeding on one breast, then the Haaka will be on the other, and it will catch all of your letdown. So I'm going to demonstrate to you all how you would use this Haaka. So you would take the Haaka, put your palm, and round it out. So now it's rounded out. It will then stick on your boob. You would squeeze it, and then it would suction to your boob like so. Once it's suctioned on there, it really doesn't come off unless it gets super full, and then it may kind of slip, so you will need to like try and hold it or catch it. But this thing is literally a lifesaver. Like sometimes I catch about 3 to 4 ounces from one feeding in here, and that just catches all the letdown that you would waste if you were using a breast pad. And milk is liquid gold, okay? It is liquid gold. So that is something that you don't want to waste. And the Haaka allows you to take that milk and then store it. So the bags that I use are these Parents' Choice storage bags. Now, at first I was using the storage bags that came with my breast pump, but I ran out of those, and these are just more accessible because you can just buy these at Walmart. You can also buy these on Amazon, but I like these better because they freeze a lot flatter. So what you would want to do is when you fill it up to whatever the ounce amount is, then you lay them flat like this to freeze. Once they are frozen, then you can stand them up and stack them in some type of shelving or tub or whatever you use to keep it. But if they're like this, and then since they are bigger, they lay flatter with the milk in there, so you can store up to more milk and not take up as much space in the freezer. So I really do like these Parents' Choice bags. They also have this little portion here. I don't know, can you all see? Yeah, so this little thing comes out, and you can hook it directly to your breast pump and just pump directly into the bags, which is also cool. I do not use a breast pump. I tried to use my breast pump about 2 times, and I wasn't a fan of it. Like, I don't really like it. So I did use it about two or three times when I was just like really full and gorged, and I needed to relieve some of that earlier on. But now my milk has regulated, and so I don't really get that engorged or have those problems where I'm like about to leak and things like that anymore. So I don't use my breast pump. I don't really like it. I just don't like it. And so I'm just not a big fan of the breast pump, so I decided not to use it. But if the breast pump is working for you, then by all means continue to use it. But these are the things that worked for me. I will suggest the Haaka, which I'm just telling you guys, it's the GOAT. It really is the GOAT. And it allows you to store your milk in these freezer bags. Now, number 2, let's talk about storage. So milk is able to stay out room temperature at least 4 hours. Well, at most 4 hours. So you can leave your milk out for 4 hours before it needs to go in the refrigerator or in the freezer. What I do is, once I have expressed my fresh milk into this Haaka, then I go ahead and I pour into this milk bag. Once I fill this milk bag up to 5 ounces, because now I am storing at 5 ounces at a time. When I first started storing bottles, I started them at 3 ounces at a time, and then I moved up to 4 ounces at a time, and now I am storing up at 5 ounces at a time. And then once it fills up to your designated spot, then you just want to write the date and the volume. Since I only have one child, I don't put the name or anything on there, because of course I know whose milk it is. So I just put the date, and I put how many ounces is in this bag. Then I put it in the freezer. Now it can stay in your regular freezer for up to 6 months. So these freezer bags are good in your freezer for 6 months from the date that is on the bag. If you put these in the deep freezer, however, they are good for an entire year. So my breastfeeding tips. Number 3. So number 3 is to breastfeed on demand. So I breastfeed on demand and not on a schedule. I know a lot of people try and follow a schedule. I am lucky enough to still be at home with my baby, so I do breastfeed on demand, and that kind of helps to regulate you as well, because sometimes if you try and follow a really strict schedule, which we tried to do the Moms on Call schedule when he was between 4 and 8 weeks old. We did follow the Moms on Call schedule. You can find those on Pinterest. There's also a book, and you can refer to the book and get all their schedules. The schedule did work nicely, and so we're kind of still loosely following the eat, play, sleep schedule, because that's essentially what it is, but we're not so much following the times. We're just doing what works for us. So I'll do a whole separate video on my newborn day in the life video, so you guys can kind of see our schedule and what we do and how we do things. But yes, so we usually follow eat, play, sleep, which he's asleep right now, so when he wakes up we'll eat, and then we'll do playtime for a little while, and then he'll sleep again. And so that just allows him to stretch out his feedings, because he's now playing and sleeping before he eats again. So then that also helps at nighttime, getting a few extra Z's for mommy, and because they can hold out a little bit longer because they do during the day. So I think that also helps, and it helps to regulate your milk supply, and to know that you need to consistently make that milk about every 2 to 3 hours, depending on how long they nap. And my next tip is to Now, I did have a couple of questions on what specific things did I eat to keep up my milk supply and to allow myself to have such a large milk storage. And I just like to say that I did not eat anything in particular during my pregnancy. I did just take my prenatal vitamins, and I took iron pills, and that was basically all that I did during my pregnancy. My camera battery did die, and I just want to go ahead and finish this video so I can get it up to you all. So I'm just going to stand up and say the rest of it on my phone. So yeah, I do eat oatmeal at least twice a week. I do not eat it every day. I know that oatmeal is supposed to increase your milk supply. Those are my tips and my tricks for breastfeeding. If you are a breastfeeding mom or you would like to breastfeed, then yes, I really highly suggest using a Haaka. Please like, comment, subscribe. If you have any other questions, don't be afraid to shoot me a DM on Instagram or to leave it in the comment box, and I'll get back to you all. So I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.